Yes, an underground electrical service and conduit can generally be run in the same trench as a water supply line, but there are specific requirements and best practices that must be followed to ensure safety and compliance with electrical codes. Firstly, separation is key. While running the electrical conduit and water pipe in the same trench is permissible, maintaining adequate physical separation between the two is crucial. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines on the minimum required separation distances. These distances may vary depending on the voltage of the electrical service and local regulations. Secondly, proper burial depth is important. Both the electrical conduit and the water pipe must be buried at the correct depths as specified by local codes and regulations. These depths are designed to protect the utilities from damage due to digging, frost, or other environmental factors. The NEC dictates minimum burial depths for electrical conduits based on voltage and location. Thirdly, conduit type matters. When using a conduit for the electrical service, ensure that it is approved for underground use and is resistant to corrosion and physical damage. Common conduit types for underground applications include rigid metal conduit, or RMC, intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, and rigid polyvinyl chloride conduit, or PVC. The selection of the appropriate conduit type should be based on the specific environmental conditions and local code requirements. Fourthly, marking and identification are crucial. Clearly mark and identify both the electrical conduit and the water pipe to prevent accidental damage during future digging or maintenance activities. This can be achieved by using marking tape, detectable warning tape, or other approved methods. The marking should indicate the presence of both the electrical and water lines. Fifthly, backfilling needs consideration. Use appropriate backfill material around the conduit and water pipe to provide proper support and protection. Avoid using sharp rocks or debris that could damage the utilities. Compact the backfill material in layers to ensure stability. Sixthly, grounding is important. Proper grounding of the electrical system is essential for safety. Ensure that the grounding system is installed in accordance with the NEC and local codes. This may involve the use of grounding electrodes, grounding conductors, and bonding techniques. Seventhly, inspections are needed. Obtain all necessary permits and inspections from local authorities before and after the installation of the underground service. Inspections help ensure that the work is performed in compliance with applicable codes and regulations. Eighthly, local codes should be consulted. Always consult with local building and electrical codes to determine the specific requirements for underground installations in your area. Local codes may have additional requirements or restrictions that must be followed. Ninthly, professional installation is preferred. Consider hiring a qualified electrician and plumber to perform the installation. They have the knowledge, skills, and experience to ensure that the work is done safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Tenthly, documentation is a good idea. Keep detailed records of the installation, including the location of the conduit and water pipe, the type of materials used, and any inspections that were performed. This documentation can be helpful for future maintenance or repairs. To elaborate on separation, the NEC Article 300.5 addresses underground installations and provides specific requirements for the minimum cover depths and separation distances for different types of wiring methods and utilities. The general principle is to maintain sufficient separation to prevent any electrical hazards or interference with the water supply. For example, the NEC might specify a minimum separation distance of 12 inches between the electrical conduit and the water pipe. This distance can sometimes be reduced if certain conditions are met, such as using a concrete encasement around the conduit or providing additional physical protection. It's important to note that the specific requirements can vary depending on the voltage of the electrical service. High voltage services generally require greater separation distances and more robust protection methods. When selecting conduit, RMC is a heavy-duty option that provides excellent protection against physical damage and corrosion. It is often used in applications where the conduit is exposed to harsh environmental conditions. IMC is a lighter weight alternative to RMC that still provides good protection. It is suitable for many underground applications. PVC conduit is a non-metallic option that is resistant to corrosion and is easy to install. However, it may not be as strong as metal conduits and may require additional protection in some situations. The NEC provides guidelines on the types of conduit that are suitable for different underground applications. The purpose of marking and identification is to prevent accidental damage to the utilities during future digging or maintenance activities. For example, if someone is digging in the area, they should be able to easily identify the presence of both the electrical conduit and the water pipe so that they can avoid damaging them. Marking tape is a common method for identifying underground utilities. The tape is typically brightly colored and is buried a few inches above the utility. Detectable warning tape contains a metal strip that can be detected with a metal detector. This allows workers to locate the utility even if the marking tape is not visible. When backfilling, it is important to use appropriate material to provide proper support and protection for the conduit and water pipe. Avoid using sharp rocks or debris that could damage the utilities. Compact the backfill material in layers to ensure stability and prevent settling. Sand or fine gravel is often used as backfill material because it is easy to compact and does not contain sharp edges. Proper grounding of the electrical system is essential for safety. The grounding system provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip a circuit breaker or fuse and prevent electrical shock hazards. The NEC specifies the requirements for grounding electrical systems. The grounding system typically consists of a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe, and a grounding conductor that connects the electrode to the electrical panel. Bonding is also an important part of the grounding system. Bonding involves connecting all metal parts of the electrical system together to create a low impedance path for fault current. Obtaining permits and inspections is an important step in ensuring that the underground installation is performed in compliance with applicable codes and regulations. Permits are typically required before any electrical work is performed. Inspections are conducted by local authorities to verify that the work is done correctly and safely. Local codes may have additional requirements or restrictions that must be followed. For example, some local codes may require the use of specific types of conduit or may specify different burial depths. It is important to consult with local building and electrical codes to determine the specific requirements for your area. Hiring a qualified electrician and plumber to perform the installation can help ensure that the work is done safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Electricians and plumbers have the knowledge, skills, and experience to properly install underground utilities. They can also help you obtain the necessary permits and inspections. Keeping detailed records of the installation can be helpful for future maintenance or repairs. The records should include the location of the conduit and water pipe, the type of materials used, and any inspections that were performed. This information can be used to locate the utilities if they need to be repaired or replaced in the future. In summary, while running an underground electrical service and conduit in the same trench as a water supply line is generally permissible, it is crucial to adhere to specific requirements and best practices to ensure safety and compliance with electrical codes. These include maintaining adequate separation, using appropriate burial depths, selecting the correct conduit type, providing clear marking and identification, using suitable backfill material, ensuring proper grounding, obtaining necessary inspections, consulting local codes, considering professional installation, and keeping detailed documentation. By following these guidelines, you can safely and effectively install underground utilities while minimizing the risk of electrical hazards or damage to the water supply. Remember that the NEC is a comprehensive document and it's essential to consult the latest edition for the most up-to-date requirements. Furthermore, always prioritize safety and consult with qualified professionals for any electrical work to ensure compliance and prevent potential hazards.